Kevin, how much of a benefit will it be just to play at home?
It'll be a great benefit for us. We play well at home, a lot like Golden State, who did what they were supposed to do and played great at home. We're hoping that tomorrow night, we know that the crowd's going to be into it, and there's going to be a big ovation for us taking the floor. So we're going to use that to our advantage, and we feel like we have a good game plan. We just have to execute for 48 minutes. We can't have 2.5, 3 good quarters, and then let them go on certain runs, which is easier said than done. But we felt like we had a couple chances to get the game in our control, and we didn't do that.
Kevin, when you guys looked at the film, I wonder just what jumped out at you the most in terms of being out of character and easy to fix. I know it's a tough team, but I'm sure there were things that you just didn't do.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't one or two. A few plays in general. It was more so, physicality, staying to bodies, and making sure that they feel us. We felt like we did that for, really in the first half, third quarter, and then, it wasn't necessarily a let up. They just were able to get out in transition and go on one of their big runs. So, and then we, started hitting shots, fighting back, but then it was too little, too late. So, we're hoping that we can, kind of slow them down at our place and get into them a little bit more. And I keep saying play 48 sustained solid minutes of basketball.
Players have said that it's easier to move past blowouts than close games. Does this series feel like
so we got like a few floating mics over here. Yeah, I mean, I feel like in some cases that may be the case, but listen, a loss in the NBA Finals is always tough. Any loss in the playoffs is tough, but we feel like tomorrow is a great opportunity for us, and we'll be ready to play.
You mentioned slowing them down. As message after game one was, we still feel like we can push the pace. Is it about being able to control that, where you're the only team pushing the pace?
Yeah, being able to dictate it, but they're controlling the pace is with two teams that really push it can sometimes be, I don't know if misleading is the right word, but we just as long as we're playing downhill and playing with aggression and trying to get into the paint, especially with our primary ball handler, there's primary ball handlers getting into the lane, and we feel like we're at the advantage most of the time. But some of our long shots, some of our three-point shots, the percentage that we shot last game were long misses, and they were able to get out in transition and either get into the paint or get to three. So it's got to be different ways to stop that, and know when to go to offensive rebound for players 1 through 5, and know when to get back and cross match.
How key is the first quarter? You guys scored 30 and 34, but we're still trailing. How do you stop them from coming out hot like they have?
Yeah, well, our first quarters have kind of been mirrored with their third quarters. I mean, they're a great third quarter team, and we were down 3 at half. We felt like we played 5, 6 good minutes of basketball. And like I mentioned, we made some mistakes, and they were able to get almost to double digits, then push it to double digits. So, just making sure that we're going into halftime with a great mindset and coming out in that third quarter and playing great.
Is this different at all in terms of the deficit? Same as last year? Is it the same in terms of a hill to climb? Does it feel like a hill to climb, or is it even more daunting at all?
All we know is we have to take care of home court. Tomorrow night is going to be obviously very telling in this series, a huge game for both teams, and we feel like home court, we play great here or we go home, and that's at the end of the day what we need to do, but we feel like we're going to do that.
You played really well in this series. What are the things that you've been able to do effectively against one of the better defensive teams?
Just been aggressive, picking my spots, and more than anything, just guys finding me and me hitting the shot. So that's really it.
Kyrie's one of the best isolation players there is in the league, and he mentioned at the last game, and this shows on when we look back, that they're loading up on him and sending multiple guys at him. Is it a matter of just him being willing to make that pass, or do you guys need more off-ball action to get guys some more space on the weak side?
Just a little bit of both. I think with him as well, just trusting that pass and knowing that's going to find him, but also finding him in transition, him hitting some of those easy buckets that he makes, majority of the time with him. So I think if one thing's for certain, he plays well, on this floor, and I think we'll see that tomorrow night.
Kevin, you guys played well defensively all through the playoffs. I kind of wonder the way they set screens, the way they move the ball, and the way they do it offensively. Is there a culture shock at all when you see that? And then do you feel like after 2 games you guys are getting closer to figuring things out defensively?
Yeah, I think so. Like I mentioned, we just can't, turn the ball over and let them get out in transition and get on those runs. But we feel like game 1 we obviously let it get away from us, but for the most part we played good basketball in that game too. So culture shock, no. Defensively, we feel like if we're solid and we stick to our schemes and we're physical, we give ourselves a chance, and we'll see that tomorrow.
I think it could be even more physical this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially for us playing at home, I think that we have to be. But I think both teams will bring that.
What do you expect JR or Darren to do on Game 3?
They'll step up. They'll be at home, playing in front of our home crowd, so they'll be ready to go.
Old timers remember days when teams sent messages in situations like this, but we're not in that time period anymore, I imagine. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, guys like to keep their money nowadays. So I think there's way. I don't know if rough up the game or something like that. It's the right thing to say, but there's a way to be physical and a way to do it, the right way. But I've seen the tapes of some of those messages sent, but we're not out here trying to hurt anybody out here.
It does seem though, Kevin, like it's even less chippy, if you will, than last year. And we're not on the floor like you guys, but I mean, do you agree that it's been pretty mild in terms of the talk and the vibe? It's just 2 teams playing ball.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. Just 2 teams playing, assertive basketball and just trying to enforce their will on each other. It hasn't been, nobody's trying to take each other out. Everybody's just trying to go out there and play ball, let the game, decide itself. So, will there be hard fouls? The next several games probably, but we're not playing into that. I'm sure they aren't either.